All right, let's talk about something that pretty much touches every single big money decision you're ever going to make, your credit score. But we're not here to talk about the slow and steady approach. Nope. Today, we're diving into how you can give that score a major boost and do it fast. Let's get right into it. So picture this. You're about to apply for a mortgage or maybe a car loan, and you check your score and you're just a few points away from getting that really good interest rate. It's so frustrating, right? Well, what if I told you that you could potentially fix that in a matter of days instead of waiting for months? Because, make no mistake, this little three-digit number has some serious power. It's literally the key that can unlock lower interest rates, and that can save you thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars over the life of a loan. It can even affect your insurance premiums or whether a landlord decides to give you the keys to that new apartment. The stakes are absolutely huge. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with why your score is so incredibly important. Then we'll decode the formula so you actually understand the rules of the game. From there, we'll jump into the fast fixes for a quick score boost, then cover the long-term strategies for lasting credit health, and finally, we'll talk about your next move. Okay, first up, let's really cement the why behind all this. Honestly, understanding the real-world benefits is the best motivation to get started. Having a high score isn't just about bragging rates. It's about real money in your pocket and opening doors to better opportunities. We're talking lower rates, which means smaller monthly payments, better loan terms, easier approvals for apartments, cheaper insurance, and, yeah, getting access to those premium credit cards with all the best perks. All right, so to really play the game and win, you have to know the rules. Let's pull back the curtain and decode the credit score formula. So this is it. This is the blueprint for the FICO score, which is the one most lenders use. Now, what's so important here? Just look at the two biggest slices of this pie. Payment history is a massive 35%, and amounts owed is right behind it at 30%. You add those together, and you're looking at a whopping 65% of your entire score. So what does that tell us? It means if you want to make a big impact quickly, you have to focus your energy where it matters most. Sure, the length of your credit history is important, but that takes years to build. Your payment data and how much you owe, you can change those things almost immediately. And that's exactly where we're going to focus. Okay, now for the part I know you've been waiting for. These are the actionable strategies that can get you results in days, not months or years. Our first strategy is one of the newest and coolest tricks in the book. It's all about something called permissioned data. This is basically where you give a credit bureau permission to peek into your bank account so you can get credit for all the bills you're already paying on time, like your phone bill, utilities, and even your Netflix subscription. And here are the three main players in this space. You've got Experian Boost, which is free and adds stuff like your utility and rent payments to your Experian report. Then there's Ultra FICO, also free, which looks at the overall health of your bank account right when you're applying for a loan. And finally, eCredible reports your utility bills to TransUnion, but that one has a monthly fee. Now, the key thing to remember here is that these boosts are often bureau-specific, so you might only see the change on one of your three credit reports. And the results can be pretty darn immediate. For instance, the average person who uses Experian Boost sees their FICO score jump by 13 points right away. Now, 13 points might not sound like a ton, but if you are right on the borderline between two credit tiers, that can be an absolute game changer. All right, next up is a real powerhouse tool, especially when you're in a time crunch. It's called a rapid rescore. This is something your lender can request for you. Let's say you just paid off a huge credit card balance. Normally, it might take 30, even 45 days for that to show up on your report. A rapid rescore gets that information updated in as little as 2 to 5 business days. So here's how it all goes down. Your lender, say your mortgage officer, spots a quick way to get your score up. You go out and provide the proof, like a letter showing a debt is now paid off. The lender zaps that documentation over to the credit bureaus, they verify it, and bam, a new, higher score is generated in just a few days. It's so clutch when you're trying to lock in a loan. Our third strategy is all about timing. This is a simple trick that can have a huge impact on your credit utilization, that big 30% chunk of your score, without you having to spend a single dollar less. Okay, so here's something most people get wrong. Your credit card company usually reports your balance to the credit bureaus on your statement closing date, not your payment due date. So even if you pay your bill in full every month, a high balance could still be getting reported. The 15-3 trick basically outsmarts this. You make a payment 15 days before your statement closes and a second one 3 days before. This makes sure the balance that actually gets reported is super low which can make your score shoot up. So these quick fixes are awesome for an immediate boost, but they're even more powerful when you combine them with solid, long-term habits. Let's talk about how to build a great score that lasts. You've probably heard the old rule of thumb to keep your credit utilization below 30%. But check out this quote from credit expert John Olzheimer. The people who have the best FICO scores aren't just under 30%. They're aiming for under 10%. In fact, the average for that top-tier group is around 7%. That's the goal. So here are the foundational pillars. First, and this is non-negotiable, pay every single bill on time every single time. Second, keep your old credit cards open even if you don't use them. Closing them can hurt your credit history length. Third, you can become an authorized user on a family member's card, if they have great credit, to kind of piggyback on their good history. And finally, if you have just one little slip-up, you can try writing a goodwill letter to ask the creditor for a one-time pass to remove that late mark. Now, what if you have an account that's gone to collections? There's a strategy called pay for delete, where you try to negotiate to have the negative mark removed completely in exchange for payment. But here's the inside scoop. Your chances of success are way, way higher with a third-party debt buyer. Why? Because they bought your debt for pennies on the dollar and just want to get paid. The original creditor, they're usually much stricter about their reporting. Okay, we've armed you with a ton of strategies. So let's bring it all home and figure out your next financial move. The ultimate playbook here is really a two-pronged attack. You use the quick wins, like Experian Boost or that 15-3 trick, to get immediate results when you need them most. And at the same time, you build that unshakable foundation with long-term habits like always paying on time and keeping those balances low. That combination is what creates a truly powerful and resilient financial future. And that really brings it all back to you. We've gone over a lot today, from quick data tricks to foundational habits. So thinking about your own credit situation right now, which one of these strategies are you going to use first? Which one can you put into action this week? Because knowing all this is great, but applying it is where the real power is. Thanks for watching.